Okay, in this second video here, part two, we're going to really focus on tape diagrams and what they are, how to use them, how to make them. All right, so let's examine number two right here. This is an example of a tape diagram, so we're going to explain it a little bit here. What we do in a tape diagram, we're still looking at the 3:2 ratio from Gabriel to Beverly, so 3:2 ratio. Okay, and again, that's part to part, because we're talking about Gabriel to Beverly. We don't have the total in there, the whole. Okay, so in a tape diagram, if you look, we have things that look like pieces of tape. And we look at their part-to-part ratio. We know Gabriel gets 3 apricots and Beverly gets 2. So I make 3 pieces of tape and 2 pieces of tape. And in this case, we can just put a 1 in everything. When he gets 3, she gets 2. So it's a 3:2 ratio. That's what the pieces of tape mean. Now, when we get into, they tell us when we've got more than just 5, because we know when it's a 3:2 ratio, there's a 5 total. Notice if they have 15 total, what if there were 15 total and they give us this total, then we know it's a 3:2 ratio. So how do they know to put a 3 in here? What we're going to do now is we know that every number in every box has to be the same, okay, because they're going to do the same rate over the same amount of times. So if they tell me there's 15 total apricots, what I can do is take this 15 and divide by the total number of boxes I've got. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I take 15 divided by 5, that's how I get 3. So I know 3 goes in every box. So I know if I keep this 3:2 ratio, Gabriel, when he gets 9, Beverly would get 6. And if I add up 9 plus 6, that gives me my 15 total. I just get 3. We do this 2:3 ratio. We're doing it 3 times. Okay, so that's what the 3 represents in here, how many times we're doing that rate of a 2:3 ratio. So if I do that 3 times, 3 times 3 is 9. And if I do it here, they only get 2 and they're getting 3, so they get, Beverly gets 6. So the key takeaway here is when they tell us the total, okay, I've got my tape diagram, my 3:2 ratio, and then this tells me what number to put in there when I divide by those total number of boxes if they give me the total. Now that changes, you'll see in a second, when they only give me like how much one person gets and not the total, okay, but it's an easy adjustment. So we're going to look at those examples down here, number 3 and 4. All right, so in this case, again, we're going to re-look at Gabriel and Beverly, and it's still a 3:2 ratio, okay? And it's the same ratio, so now we want to know if Beverly gets 12. They're going to tell us what one of the people get. They're not going to tell us the total of 15 like they did up here. So if Beverly gets 12, I'm going to go ahead and put the 12 down below, and they did that for us. And we know she gets 12, and we know every number in this box has to be the same. So basically, you're just going to take this 12 and cut it in half because there's 2 boxes. So Beverly, each box would be 6. Okay, she gets 6 twice. Or she's got a rate of 2 6 times. That gives her a total of 12 apricots. Well, we know in a tape diagram that we just modeled up here that whatever number we put in one box, we have to put in all of them. So Gabriel would get 6, 12, 18. All right, so we're keeping that same rate. It's still whenever Beverly gets 2, Gabriel gets 3. We're just doing that 6 times. Okay, and if we do that 6 times, we can actually tell the total now. We would have 30 apricots in this situation. And if I took 30 divided by all 5 boxes, again, that shows there should be 6 in every box. And it's an easy way to do this without drawing a big picture like we did yesterday, where you have to draw out the situation over and over. Okay. Here's another example. Beverly collects stamps. After Gabriel sees her collection, he wants to collect stamps too. So she gives 1 stamp for every 5 stamps that she keeps. All right, so we're going to make a tape diagram here. We see the ratio. She gives him 1 stamp for every 5 stamps that she keeps. So this is a 1:5 ratio. So I would make a piece of tape, 1, and then 5 pieces of tape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a 1 stamp for every 5 stamps that she keeps, okay? In this case, she gives 1 stamp for every 5 that she keeps, so she's going to keep 5, which would be Beverly. And this would be Gabriel. Important to keep those labeled so you know who's who. And in this case, they don't tell us what one of them gets. They tell us the total, kind of like this example up here. So if there are 72 stamps in all, we know we've got the total out here of 72 stamps, and we know we can divide that up by all these boxes because they have to have the same number in them. So there's 6 total boxes if I add them up. So if I take 72 divided by 6, you're going to get 12. Okay, so that means every box gets 12. All right, so if I look at this 1-to-5 ratio, we're just doing it 12 times. And I wouldn't want to draw stamps a 1-to-5 ratio 12 times. So this really helps me be a little more efficient. So I know when it says how many does Beverly keep, well, we know Beverly has 12 5 times. So 12 times 5 is 60. So I know that she gets 60 and Gabe gets 12. And 60 plus 12 is 72. And I did that same rate of 1-to-5, 12 times. And again, instead of drawing that big picture, this is another way you can look at it. Tape diagrams a little bit more efficient once you know how to use them.